Crystal blessings, everybody. Welcome back to another Crystal Q&A session. I'm going to go ahead and play this really cool question.
Hi, it's Geert de Lunzin from Belgium. I have a question concerning grounding. Lots of people ask me when I do ground and I'm not connected physically with my body to the ground, is this okay? Like when you're laying down, for example, or when you're in the train, or on an apartment on the 10th floor, for example, or maybe on a floor with heating, with isolation, or in a plane. Does it matter to ground, or do I just take my black tourmaline and does this ground to earth? Thank you. Crystal blessings.
Okay, here, I love this question. Another great topic, of course. The whole point of grounding, by the way, it's a good idea and it's a wonderful practice that we do in the world of crystal healing and energy healing, is that we use specific crystals, one of the most popular ones being black tourmaline. Sometimes we also talk about smoky quartz and hematite, and I have a whole entire video that I did right over here on grounding. But when we're grounded, we're energetically balancing ourselves in our modern day world and our modern day society. This is important to do because the world, the way it is now, it tends to leave us really depleted with an electron deficiency because we're surrounded by what we call, there are certain type of charged ion that are positively charged ions, especially due to our electronics and the modern way that we live. One of those things being that we're usually walking around in insulated footwear and we're disconnecting ourselves from Mother Earth. Walking around on Mother Earth, especially barefoot, is one way to collect negative ions. And that might sound confusing because of what you have in your mind about connotations with positive and negative. But when we're talking about charges, we want to be balanced. Our goal is to just be balanced. It's not that you want an excess of negative ions and to get rid of all the positive ions, but our modern day world leaves us with an excess of positive ions. So we want to balance that out with negative ions. And the planet Earth happens to be covered in negative ions. It actually gives off negative ion charges and allows them to collect on our electromagnetic frequencies by just walking around barefoot on the earth, as explained in this book, Earthing. So it's best to ground skin to earth. Now there's a lot of reasons why I teach about it in my classes. Again, you can read about it in that book, but we can use substitutes to make grounding more practical because obviously if you live in a cold climate or you have to work in a job, some people aren't going to appreciate or feel good walking around barefoot all the time, especially if you live in a cold, snowy climate. It's just not possible. And so here, it looks like you already understand this, that this is where crystals and practical devices come into play. So then you bring up a good question. You're off the ground, you're up in a high-rise building, or you're in a train, or in a plane, or in a bed, and you're actually disconnected from the earth. Well, when you're using the devices, those devices are grounded. So you're holding on to your black tourmaline, you're setting a strong intention, you're visualizing growing roots and grounding yourself into Mother Earth just like that grounding wire in any building would be doing the same. One way is using crystals in your meditation because it makes your intention much stronger. It's a tool and a support to give you a focal point so that you can concentrate on making that intention stronger. Now, when traveling in a train or an airplane, you do need to take special care. There really isn't a way to physically ground into Mother Earth when you're completely disconnected from the earth. I have a video on traveling and air travel and the different cautions you need to take when doing that and different ways we can use crystals to overcome that, and I'll pop that over here somewhere and put the link down below for that. While setting a strong intention during the flight, the easiest thing to do and the best thing to do is to definitely take extra special care after the flight. And something you can do during the flight is, and I recommend carrying a hematite stone with you in that other travel video because hematite is really good for helping to relieve jet lag after the flight. But during the flight, you can actually take the hematite out and help to kind of balance your electromagnetic field, rubbing the crown chakra, your root chakra. You might want to go into the bathroom to do that, or people are going to wonder, what the heck you're up to. And also your fingers, the tips of all your fingers. Having your shoes off during the flight is a really good idea. I like to bring those little footies and then take the footie off and rub the tips of all your toes during the flight, and doing that several times throughout the flight. 3 or more times throughout the flight is a good idea. If it's an extra long flight, then obviously do it more. So hopefully all of these tips will help you to better ground during all those situations and get around and explain how you're getting around all of that. Okay, namaste. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I hope I'm saying that right. Hirt, 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 hirt. Hope I'm saying that right.